first of all, I'd like to thank Ed Wiley with our hotel here, Marriott Downtown Syracuse. Let's hear it for Ed and the staff. I see Lindsay, and they do a great job. And this is a special year for us. It's going to be our 7th edition, and it's just amazing. We want to thank the New York State Fair. We've been holding it in the Expo Center. That's over 100,000 square feet. It is a great facility. We pack it with rides and entertainment and food. It's more summer fun into the winter, something very unique. We want to attract people from all over, not only from Central New York, but New York State and out of state and such. And we'll give you some details how we're going to be able to do that. But we're also doing a theme this year, which will be about look to the children. All of our daytime activities will be centered around students ranging from elementary school up through college. And we'll give you some details on that. But before I really get underway, I want to let you know that we're dedicating our Syracuse Winter Fair 2026 to the Honorable Van B. Robinson. Let's hear for Van. Van was very instrumental in helping us get off the ground with the idea and such. We will have the Van Robinson Pan-African Village there, and I want to bring up his wife, who was right by his side all through these years, and she is also the NAACP Western Region Director. I'd like to bring up Linda Brown Robinson. Let's hear it for her.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, let's hear it for Steve. So when I prepared this, because I'm old and halfway blind, I should have made the font bigger, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So, as we all know, Steve is an advocate and an entrepreneur for this community, and Steve really does all he can for this community. Even without being asked, he still does it. So, Van and I got to know Steve, how many years ago? Many years ago, let's put it that way. Probably too many to count. And so because of our activism, it was an easy fit to support Winter Fair, and which is an extension of the New York State Fair. So as most of you know, back when then Governor Cuomo was our governor, he committed and dedicated the Pan-African Village to be Van Robinson's Pan-African Village. And so moving forward, our current governor rededicated that to be Van Robinson's Pan-African Village. Van and I got here in '68, and we never stopped working in this community. So it was such an easy fit. When Steve asked me to make a few remarks, I didn't have to make up anything, because Steve is truly, truly a committed and dedicated community servant. And he does things without ever being asked. So Steve, I think the whole entire community is humbled and proud that you do all of this for your community. So that's what Van and I wanted to do, always assist Steve in helping him to realize his dreams for this community. So where else in but the Cuse can you go fishing? Can you eat candy cotton, jump on these little bouncy things that I would probably kill myself, but at Winter Fair. So when Steve thought of this idea, and I don't even know how the brainstorm came about, it's not important, but it came about. And so where else can you go to support the community, which he does in every aspect? I was a former board member for the Boys and Girls Club, and so I know all the good Steve did for the Boys and Girls Club and every other community organization. Steve gives his whole, his heart, and so thank you, Steve, for being our community advocate. Thank you for honoring Van and myself. We would do it anyway because that's just who we are. You know, we were taught to give back. So Steve, thank you very much. And let's make this Winter Fair best and more best. Not good English, my mother's probably gonna slap me. But we're gonna make this, and where's Alan? Is he here? Is your partner here?
Yeah, Alan?
Thank you as well, because you get left out of this equation. Come on up here, you need to stand here. This is Steve's partner, so thank you so much. Okay, and so support this, talk about it in the community, because our youth, and he supports our youth, you have to talk about it in the community. Talk it up, talk it loud, talk it proud. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Let's hear it for Linda Brown Robinson. Thank you. And I also like to acknowledge Mike Atkins. Mike was the chief of staff with Van through the years, and he's been also very supportive of the Syracuse Winter Fair. Thank you, Mike. Let's hear it for Mike Atkins. Now, we've been getting great support from the state, county, and local, as well as City of Syracuse. And you've been out there a few times, Senator. I think you were a judge on one of the competitions we were doing, and we really appreciate your support. I'd like to introduce State Senator Rachel May.
Thank you, Steve. And how wonderful to be dedicating this to me, and that is so appropriate. I just want to say Steve does amazing things for this community, but this Winter Fair, if you love Syracuse, you get really tired of people saying, oh yeah, Syracuse is nice, but the winters are awful. And I don't think that. I actually love winter. But Steve is instrumental in making more people love winter, making winter be something people can look forward to, and when there's, making sure that there are indoor activities as well as outdoor activities here in the winter. So I really appreciate that. I did get to judge a cheering competition, I think it was, a few years ago. It was really fun. I recommend people volunteer to do these things because there's a lot going on there, and you get to know all kinds of things going on in the community that you might never have known about. So I applaud you for 7 years of doing this, and can't wait to see how exciting this one is, and just best of luck.
Thank you very much. We also like to thank State Senator Chris Ryan. He's been very supportive as well. And we have our other assembly members. I see Matt Jones here representing Pam Hunter, Bill Magnarelli. We have Dan. Dan, where are you? There he is in the back. And of course we have Al Sturpey. But I will tell you, one of the goals that we have for Winter Fair is to bring people not only to the City of Syracuse, but to Onondaga County. It is amazing what's happening here, and I have to dedicate a song to our county executive. When I was on the radio as Stereo Steve, I used to play this song by Timbuk 3 called "The Future Is Bright, I Gotta Wear Shades." And I want to say he does a great job of obviously being a visionary. I'd like to introduce our county executive, Ryan McMahon. Let's hear it for Ryan.
Good morning, everyone, and certainly it's good to be here. This is such a beautiful hotel, and if you think about the comeback of this community and when it really started, it was when this hotel came back online, which allowed us to continue to reinvest in downtown to continue to grow. So it's really fitting that these types of announcements are here. So Steve, thanks for doing that. Linda, it's so good to see you, and we love you, and we love Van. And you know something about Van, you know someone's really a good guy or a good girl if everybody wants to kind of have like a piece of that memory. And I'm no different. You know this. We served together on the city council when I was a young guy, and he was such a great mentor. And so this is fitting that we continue to remember him daily. And so this is so nice. Thanks, Steve, for doing that. For our friend Van. And I saw some great SU former athletes around here, over here in the corner here, and I saw Drummond and Bowie, and that's cool. These guys are great, and as a kid, you looked up and saw him play. But I think what Steve's doing is important. And I think the senator referenced, we have 4 seasons in this community, and you need to embrace that. You can't hide or run from that. And I think overall, what we also know is not everybody likes to embrace 4 seasons outdoors. And so what a great way to celebrate 4 seasons and get people back together, utilizing the entertainment infrastructure we have in the community. And Steve, you and your team put on a great show. I know you'll put on a great show here. And I think the other thing too that I always like to talk about when we have events like this is how the money works. In county government and city government, the only growing form of revenue, unless you raise property taxes, which quite frankly politicians don't like to do, right? That's us taking more money out of your pocket, is sales tax, economic activity. So the more you can capture spending that exists here in the community, and the more you can bring people into the community to spend money, that pays for all of the services and programs that people want us to invest in, right? And so this is another great event that will help drive more economic activity here in Onondaga County. So congratulations, everybody, please participate. And Steve, great job. Thank you.
Again, let's hear it for our Onondaga County Executive, Ryan McMahon. Thank you so much. And we also have, like I said, the support of the members in the assembly as well. City of Syracuse has always been great, working with Mayor Ben Walsh, and we do know our incoming mayor, which is Sharon Owens. And Sharon would have been here, but she is in New York City right now. So I want to bring up somebody who has been out to Winter Fair a few times. He is the most active common councilor, city councilor for the city of Syracuse, Marty Navi. Let's hear it for Marty.
So this is one of my pleasures, and it's special because we're honoring Van. And as you know, Van was very insistent of taking down 81. So a brief story. One day I was going into Vision Works, get eyeglasses, and Van is leaving. Van and I ended up having a big discussion in the foyer of Vision Works. As people are coming in and out, him and I were having a discussion right in the foyer of Vision Works about I-81. That is the one thing I remember about Van, his passion. And it's wonderful that we are honoring him. And someone is missing here. Someone who should be here is not here. And I think of Lawrence Moulton. Lawrence Moulton. It's a terrible shame that we lost Lawrence this year at such a young age. He was so passionate of our community. And may his memory always be a blessing to all of us for what he did for our community. He did more than just shoot hoops. He was one of our greatest assets, and he engaged with our young people. I do want to comment that I've enjoyed Winter Fair. This is the only place where we could go. Maybe the temperatures will go in the 70s, I hear, that last weekend. It's going to be in the 70s, I hear. We hope. But it brings people together, and this is one of our greatest assets. So, and I hope the reindeer will be out there. Okay, so we got the reindeer. You're going to decorate them, so we have a lot of post-Christmas. But thank you for inviting me here. This is one of our greatest assets we have in our community. And it's an honor for me to represent the city of Syracuse. Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you again, Marty. Is Daniel Mahoney here? Hey, Dan. Well, we have a brand new Winter Fair stage sponsor. You ever hear of Destiny USA? They are coming on board, and I have to bring up Daniel Mahoney, who's working in marketing, and he's going to say a few words about how this will be a great partnership between Destiny and Syracuse Winter Fair 2026. Let's hear it for Daniel.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Dan. I'm from Destiny, USA. We just want to say we're super excited to partner for the first time with the Winter Fair. I think that the Winter Fair really showcases what makes the city so special, because we have so many great people and members of the community coming together, especially during the cold winter months where everyone's looking for something fun to do. It shines a really great light on the city of Syracuse. We're super proud to support the event that celebrates the family-friendly fun, not only in Destiny, USA, but anywhere in the city. We really like to support all that the city has to offer. So I just want to say thank you so much for having me, and we're super excited to support this year.
I believe Destiny has something going on tomorrow in the morning, another press conference at 9:45. You ever hear of IKEA? They're going to be opening up, so we'll definitely hope people will be coming out for that. That is special, and we want to thank Destiny USA for being a part of this. Next person I called up is working with Americu Charity Foundation, and they've been involved. Their CEO and President, Ron Bell, has been very supportive. I'd like to bring up Vanessa Schwepka.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to start off by saying, on behalf of Americu Credit Union, thank you to Steve for being the driving force of the Winter Fair. And a lot of folks have talked about the long relationships they've had, but I've just gotten to know Steve recently, and it's been a pleasure to chit-chat and talk about, you know, how the Winter Fair came to be and why it's so incredibly important to our community. But the Winter Fair is much more than just an event. And the word fair has some pretty significant meaning in this community. When you think fair, you think top-notch entertainment, you think about delicious local food, and of course, being family-friendly. So thank you for bringing this important event to our community. And the word connection to Americu has very deep meaning. It's part of who we are. We love connecting with our members, we love connecting with our communities, and this is our 75th anniversary, so we're really proud to step up and be celebrating this with the community. The Winter Fair is a true celebration of connection, of family, of fun, and really it shows what makes Central New York and Syracuse such a wonderful place to live, work, and play. We're proud to once again support this event and try to make it just a little bit easier for families visiting to provide free parking, courtesy of Americu Credit Union. We look forward to the community coming together, having fun, and making memories for the 2026 Winter Fair. Thank you.
And we have another new sponsor. We usually like to do a healthcare village as well. Very supportive of getting information into people's hands, of taking care of our health. And I want to bring her up right now, Latoya, and she is the director of Lead Safe CNY Coalition with the United Way. Latoya Jones, come on up.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to say first, thank you to Steve for his continued partnership with Let's Safe CNY Coalition and prior to me coming into this role. I'm honored to be here today on behalf of the coalition as the Healthcare Village sponsor for this year's New York State Winter Fair. This partnership represents something truly special, a shared commitment to the health, safety, and future of our Central New York families. At Let's Safe CNY Coalition, our strategy is simple but powerful: to protect children from lead exposure and create healthier homes and communities. But we know this mission isn't something any one organization can accomplish alone. Protecting children from lead exposure is a shared mission that knows no city limits. Lead poisoning doesn't stop at a border, a zip code, or a neighborhood line. It affects families across every community, city, town, and village. That's why awareness and prevention are so critical. When we bring partners together from public health, housing and education, and community organizations, we create real change. We are proud to partner with Steve Becker and the New York State Winter Fair in the ongoing advocacy to raise awareness about lead poisoning prevention. The Winter Fair brings people from all walks of life together, and that's exactly where the message belongs, right in the heart of our community. Through the Healthcare Village, we're connecting families with information, resources, and tools they need to keep their homes and children safe. We're empowering parents to ask questions, check their homes, and take preventive steps. And we're reminding everyone that lead poisoning is 100% preventable, but only if we do our part. So as we gather here together to announce Winter Fair, let's also celebrate the power of coalition, partnerships, and the ideal that when public health advocates, community leaders, and neighbors unite around a common purpose, we can build brighter, safer futures for every child. Thank you.
Thank you, LaToya. We introduced something last year that was very, very special that, believe it or not, has never been to the fairgrounds before. Reindeers. We had live reindeers, 2 of them this past year, and they're coming back again. And we want to thank Matt Mouser with Growth Mode Technologies for sponsoring that, but he also kicked off something very special. He does a special podcast called Good News York. It's all positive. He's talking about what a great community we have. And I want to bring up Matt right now because we're going to be doing some more things out at Winter Fair this year. Let's hear it from Matt.
Thanks, Steve. Good morning. My name's Matt Major. This is my co-host, the state's biggest Bills fan, Mike Brindisi. And as Steve mentioned, we have a content business, and last year at Winter Fair, we kicked off this podcast called Good News York. Exclusively good news. No crime, no controversy, no politics. Just great stories about people all over New York State, fun things to do, cool businesses, new jobs, all kinds of things like that. We kicked it off at Winter Fair, and that was only about 10 months ago now. And since that time, the podcast has reached millions and millions of views across all the social media channels. We've interviewed folks from the county executive and the senator who were just here on to rock stars, and next week we're even going to talk to a WWE wrestler. So it's quite the gamut, but it's been an incredible thing. And like I said, millions of people have watched this, and we think we're doing our good part to spread positivity. And the other thing that's helped us kick off is a major expansion of our content business. And we announced just a week or so ago that we are moving to a massive new spot in downtown Syracuse. We're going to have a 17,000 square foot content creation studio. It will be one of the most unique resources for content creation, online video podcasting you'll find anywhere in the country. So we're really excited about that. Winter Fair and helping us kick off these efforts is a big part of it. So we're really excited to be back. We'll be doing all kinds of sort of in-person podcasting at the event, and really just having a good time. It's the most fun. My kids love this event every year. They've already been asking me about it. When are we going to Winter Fair? So very excited to be a part of it. Thank you so much, Steve, for having us there. And anybody who wants to check out anything that we've got going on, starting with that first episode at Winter Fair, goodnewsyork.com is the place to do that. So thank you, Steve.
We have one more speaker I want to pick up on, and we always like to raise funds at Winter Fair. We have the NAACP. They will be raising money through our coat check, and I see Gwen here. Hi, Gwen, and of course, Linda. So there is a main fundraiser that we've been doing. We've raised over $15,000 for them, and that is the Boys and Girls Clubs of Syracuse. Now, Jenny normally would have been here, but she had been called away. I want to bring up James Hasty, who will speak for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Syracuse. And I also like to bring up Roosevelt Bowie and Rob Drummond to come up as well. Let's hear it for them.
a surprise. Always good to see you guys. Thank you. Well, you say Syracuse, and my heart starts beating fast. I was a 18-year-old kid from Camden, New York, and what's that guy's name? Jim Boeheim came out to my school and get me to come to Syracuse, and at that time I was coming here to go to university, and I became a huge Syracuse fan because I played here, and Syracuse is my adopted city. I went to Europe for 20 years, and as you can see, after 20 years I came back to Syracuse, and anything I could do to help out the city of Syracuse, call me.
I lowered this a little bit. I'm a little bit shorter than Rosie. For me, it's a different feeling when I get up in front of an audience like this, because I literally grew up hundreds of yards away from here in Pioneer Homes. You know, I went to the Boys and Girls Club right down the street here on East Fayette Street. You know, so within walking distance here, I mean, just so much has happened in my life, and a lot of times people ask me as I get older now, and I used to always wonder when my grandma would rub her knees. Now I know, because my knees hurt sometimes. They ache in the winter, you know. But it's Syracuse to me, and by that I mean one of the most, or one of the best feelings I've ever had as an athlete. You know, was when my last game in the Carrier Dome. I mean, I started walking on the field as they introduced the seniors, and I was crying. But the whole audience, packed dome, gave me a standing ovation, and it was just out of the appreciation of being one of their own. They used to always call me a townie because I was a homegrown kid. I was born and raised in Syracuse, grew up in Syracuse, played my high school football here, which is JD. I'm an assistant coach at JD now. I love my JD. I love my Syracuse. You know, it's home to me. And when athletes like Rosie, like Lawrence, like John Wallace, like Derek Coleman, all those guys come back who weren't born here, but they accept and they love this city. They always come back to the city of Syracuse, and I always wonder why. And it's not me. It's you guys. It's the things we have at Syracuse, what we have to offer. You know, for the kids, I remember just coaching. We were 9-1, lost in the championship game. We lost by a touchdown. I remember walking into the locker room, and these kids were just crying, and it broke my heart. Because as a parent myself, as a mentor, you know, you want to take kids' pain away. And I didn't know how to do that. But I just sat there and I told them, it's like, young men, I mean, the greatest things I've learned in life is that defeat happens to everybody. It's not just everyone, but you learn from that. You see how you feel now? That means you have to work harder next time so it doesn't happen again. Won a lot of championships in my lifetime. Had a lot. You guys know about the 1987 season when we went 11-1 and they kicked the field goal to tie us, crying in the locker room. But if we had done better, if we had done things differently, we could have won that game. So that just propelled me to be able to go out there and understand and learn that you have to do more to become better. It sounds like a cliche, but it's so true. The more you do, the better you become. You may not win all the time, but you get better. Destroyed me when Lawrence passed away. It truly, truly did. It still affects me to this day because Lawrence was the type of person that loved this city. He truly loved Syracuse. I would talk to him all the time about it. And I was like, Lawrence, yeah, I was born and raised here. I understand why I have the passion for it. Trying to figure out why you have as much passion for it. But Lawrence loved to see people be successful and things they did in life. That's how he was as a basketball player. That's how he carried his life. That's why he gave so much back. So until the day I have no more breath and able to do things, I always do things for my community. I always do things to see these young kids successful, and I'll always be a part of anything they allow me to be in the city of Syracuse. Thank you.
So I have the awesome responsibility on behalf of 1,100 kids growing up in 3 different neighborhoods in Syracuse to thank these guys, to thank Steve. Rob was just at our East Fayette Club. We have 3 clubhouses in downtown Syracuse. Rob, his last visit, the kids stood around him after his inspirational, motivational speech. The kids stood around him for probably an hour, and he stayed right until the last one was picked up by their parents to talk to each one of them, to deliver the same message he just delivered to you guys. So on behalf of all the kids coming to the Boys and Girls Clubs at Syracuse, I want to thank these guys. I want to thank Steve. I want to thank anybody who's supporting this event and coming out to it. A little over a year ago, Steve was my first phone call when I took this job to fundraise for these kids. And I get a lot of no's every day when I'm smiling and dialing, a lot of no's. Steve's the first guy to say yes, and he's the only guy that calls me frequently to say, how can I help you, better the lives of these kids? So you know, this event means a lot, and just appreciate it.
Again, we're going to be out there. We do a special Winter Fair Hoops area. That is sponsored, by the way, of Market 32 Price Chopper. We want to thank them. Something interesting, they're going to be selling tickets for Winter Fair in 130 locations in 6 states. So we anticipate a lot of people coming to Syracuse Winter Fair 2026. We also have AAA. They're doing something special for their Central and Western New York members. We're taking $1 off the ticket. And of course, you can save money online at our website, which is listed right on your press release. I want to thank some of the media. We do have Cumulus here with 93Q, 95X. They're going to be out there doing what they do best. We also will have, as we've mentioned already, the Van Robinson Pan-African Village. We have the Latino Village. We have the Indian Village. And coming back this year, we have our New Americans Diversity Village. And we have Sean James here. Say hello to Sean. He'll be overseeing it. And we'll also have international performers too throughout the weekend. So we really appreciate that. You know, we're going to have some of the people that have been there. We got Karate John in the back. He'll be doing demonstrations through on Saturday. Our theme this year is Look to the Children, besides, you know, bringing summer fun into winter. And we have a lot of different oriented activities in the sense of entertainment that will be highlighting these students. We saw Blue Ignition. We saw one of their members over here. They'll be playing out there. We have the Beatles tribute, and that will be members of the Cicero North Syracuse High School. We have just a lot going on. Charles with C-Jack Run, he will be providing some entertainment as well. We got something a little bit different. I grew up as a scout, Cub Scout and Boy Scout. And we came up with this idea that one of my memories was going to camp, sitting around a campfire at night, singing songs. Well, we're gonna recreate that at Winter Fair. We're gonna have a video screen up on stage with the campfire crackling away, and the scouts, boys and Girl Scouts, will be singing and getting all the attendees to sing along. So that's a little bit different. And we have Brendan. Brendan, he is right there. He will be leading the charge. They'll be out there, and they'll have a booth as well. So we have a lot of different things that are going to be happening here. We want to thank all of our sponsors and such. If you have any information you need, just give me a call. It's right on you know, the press release information. But we want to thank you for coming out today for Syracuse Winter Fair 2026. We'll see you out there. Thank you.